I was free from the prison of not being able to be understood, and I was not going back. So I set out to learn and study those differences, because I know how vitally important they are to success in speaking Chinese. It wasn't an easy process. It actually took me almost the next 2 weeks of experimenting before I really had it down, before I could consistently speak and be understood. 80% of the time. But the journey was so worth it. I was never going back to those prison bars again. The key was the tones. Although the concept is simple, getting it right was anything but. Since the key was the tones, I found that the daily practice was the defining activity that brought the greatest success. So as I got free from those prison bars with the key to communicating in Chinese, I wanted to let every English speaker know how to get free. I wanted everyone to know how to be successful. And so I started sharing with everyone I knew who was learning Chinese. I sat down with them, face to face. We talked about the challenges. We talked about singing the language. We went over and over the tones and pinyin sounds until they were speaking Chinese in a way that was understood by others. I was setting people free, one at a time. But you know what? Some people didn't want to know the secret. Some people didn't want to take the time that is needed on the essentials to learn the language. Sometimes I found I didn't have enough time in the day for the teaching that I wanted to do. Mostly I found that there weren't enough teachers like me to go around. I hated that my English-speaking friends got stuck with Chinese teachers who could not adequately communicate the importance of the essentials, but instead just tried to drill and kill my friends with hopeless repetition. I hated the fact that someone wasn't looking out for their best interests, that someone couldn't tell when my friend actually needed an explanation. I couldn't believe they were paying for and wasting hours and hours of time because the teacher could not break down and identify what the most important essentials are in the language. Even upon returning to the States, I watched for years as Chinese teachers forced students to learn Chinese without any idea of how to make it more palatable and understandable for students. I hated the old Chinese mindset of what Chinese teaching is supposed to be, where the teacher instructs for hours and the students simply sit and listen. Where no freedom is given to students who want to explore the language. What happened to letting students learn the building blocks and giving them the skills they need to navigate in the language? Let them explore. Let them navigate through Chinese. Only serve as a guide. Give them the tools they need or don't offer a program. The old style is nothing more than being a prison warden. All right. What I'm trying to say is that I want everyone to have the freedom to learn the language. The beautiful freedom that comes because we can do it. We most certainly can learn Chinese. It's just that we have to navigate past all the horrid programs and trainers who think they are teachers and that they understand their students. Ha! I wanted something different. I wanted something that can be passed on to future generations as the roadmap to learning this language. Find out more on part 5 of the journey.